What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes, and this video is going to be a little bit different only because my iMac mouse is dead and I didn't realize that you need to charge it. So here we are on the phone, and let's hope things kind of work out as planned. So today what I wanted to cover was this whole executive order by President Biden. All right, and I just want to kind of go through it real quick, kind of my thoughts on it. Big picture, the good thing was is nothing negative came out of it, right? Nothing negative was put in there. No types of restrictions were detailed or anything like that. So for anyone who's kind of following the market, Bitcoin was pumping quite nicely from this morning on, has dipped back down now. But, things seem to be going in the right direction for now, and may actually be in more of a wait and see kind of situation right now. So let's kind of jump in here into what was actually detailed. Okay, so right here you guys can see Biden just put out an executive order on cryptocurrencies. Here's everything that's in it, and they're going to highlight really 6 different things that came of this or that were stressed. Okay, and so really here's what it comes down to is consumer and investor protection, financial stability, illicit activity, U.S. competitiveness on a global stage, financial inclusion, and responsible innovation. So those were the 6 things that were highlighted in this executive order. And really what it comes down to is in consumer protection, they're just, what they want to do is they want to ensure sufficient oversight and safeguard against any systemic financial risk posed by digital assets. All right. So one is the volatility that's been talked about before, which I find interesting. I mean, the stock market where it's at today, a lot of these stocks are down 70, 80, 90% from where they were just in November, right? So we had quite a bit of a crash in March of 2020, and then really peaked out all-time highs in November 2021, and now just been smashed ever since, especially January onwards. So I find that kind of amusing that volatility is stressed as something that you got to be there to protect the consumer, because that's not what happens in any other asset. You do your due diligence, you invest at your own peril. And if something goes wrong, something goes wrong. And that's why doing your own research is very important, right? And they also go on here to say that there's increasing concerns over the role played by stablecoins. These are digital tokens that are meant to be pegged to the value of existing currency, like the US dollar. And USDT, which is Tether, a lot of issues around that, because they're not, what they claim is that every single USDT is backed by the US dollar, and that doesn't seem to be the case. But just interesting on that is that the US dollar is not backed by anything. So it was at one point backed by gold, and they took that off of the gold standard. And so really we're floating with that currency. So I find it amusing that they're attacking another currency that is not backed by anything. And then we move on to illicit activity. So this one always makes me laugh, because everything's always been highlighted that crypto, Bitcoin, whatever the case may be, it is used for illicit activity. It is for criminals. And here's the thing. The one thing about Bitcoin especially is that anyone can use it. 100%. It's like any other tool. It doesn't care who's using it. It's there. It's neutral. Whether you wield it for good or bad, that's up to you. However, the network is fully transparent. We can see the transactions. Now, you can hide things in certain wallets and get away from smaller transactions. But if you're trying to steal a large sum of money and trying to move that's pretty easily detected on the blockchain, because it is a public ledger. And I mean, we want to talk about illicit activity. We don't even need to, do we need to mention the banks that do it right in front of us, do it behind closed doors? Do we mention cash that's used for all kinds of illicit activity that can't even be tracked and is not accounted for? I mean, there's all kinds of holes in that one, right? So climate change is another big talking point that gets to me. One is the amount of energy that's claimed to cause all kinds of issues is not what it seems. And two, a lot of the energy that's used for Bitcoin mining is actually from waste energy. So excess energy that wouldn't be utilized anyway. And you guys can kind of look deeper into that. But this is a big deal is always made about this, and the facts are never relayed appropriately. U.S. competitiveness, this one I will agree with. It's in our best interest. Now, I'm from Canada, so North America, the Western world. It is in our best interest for all of our countries to be competitive when it comes to this asset class, right? And U.S. being a powerhouse, an economic powerhouse, they should be competitive in cryptocurrency tech and blockchain technology, 100%. So totally on board with that. And they go on to talk about the digital dollar, which would be a horrendous idea for anyone who's looking for ownership of their own currency or their own asset. So central bank digital coin, really, if they were to issue that to you directly into your bank accounts, they would know exactly what you do with it at all times. They would be able to remove it at wish or at will. And so you would own nothing. They would have their hands directly into your wallet. So it is not the same as having a decentralized system, not even close. So while that may seem like a good idea, a digital dollar, a centralized digital dollar, goes against the very grain of what Bitcoin is and is attempting to be. So again, there's a little bit more in here, but really that's the gist of it. And to me, more of it, this entire executive order became a positive because there were no real negatives. That's how I took it. That's how I view it. So, and they're going to come up with some committee to come up with a report for the future of money and inclusion and this financial inclusion and all kinds of stuff. It'll probably be a 200-page report, 300-page report, who knows? And I always question who are the ones that are actually doing the research and creating the report. I mean, I don't have much faith of what's going to come of it. But like I said, no negatives is a positive. So it's a step in the right direction. And we're just going to see where it goes forward. For now, the markets, they're reacting favorably to this. And let's just hope it continues. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Just remember, tomorrow never comes. Do your own research and jump in the game. We'll see you in the next one, guys.